We welcome you to Soccer County, where a pair of expansion clubs separated by just 295 miles lock horns for the first time in USL League One play. It's Westchester SC hosting Portland Hearts of Pine. Tonight's match is presented by Northwell Health. We say hello and welcome from Mount Vernon. I'm Sam Goldfarb, thrilled to bring you all of the action. Well, in many ways, these two teams, while nearby, are polar opposites of each other. You look at the stats on your screen right now, Westchester conceding the second most goals in the league. It's prevented them from maintaining leads in the competition. Meanwhile, Portland, the second least goals for, a team that has been settling for draw after draw, and now 3 points south of the playoff line. They need to increase that goal scoring if they are to crack that top 8. It's now time for our players to watch, starting with Westchester SC, and it's none other than Andrew Hammersley, someone who could be the top man to cure some of those defensive woes. It's now his 4th consecutive lead start. He and Dane Jackman trading off the starting spot all season. Dave Carton saying that they will need a big match from him in order for Westchester to get the points here on home soil. On the opposite end of things for Portland, it has been a major goal drought. Over 200 minutes in all comps entering tonight. Well, here's a returnee who could help that equation. Titus Washington did miss the last match against Richmond, but a pair of goals to his name in league play, and last season at Seattle, a goal-scoring machine. Look at him to lead the line and create chances for Portland up top. We are moments away from a sporting tale as old as time itself. It is New York against New England, and it takes center stage on a football pitch in USL League One for the first time. Lineups and kickoff next. Stick with us from Westchester County when we return.
Our tagline is welcome to Soccer County, not a town. And we want it to be a hub of all the soccer energy throughout the communities of this region.
As a first-year franchise and a club that's new, you know, these are landmarks in the history of the club that you want to really do something memorable.
I think it shows how soccer crazy this area is, and how much passion there is about sports and just community in general.
For being a homegrown talent, you know, in my city, it means everything, because my family, my friends, all my loved ones come to the game, watch me play, you know, and, you know, I'm just trying to put on for my city as much as I can.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy, with the people who make you smile. Health First Insurance plans connect you to care you can trust for a happy family and a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Terrytown and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell. Raise health.
We welcome you back to Westchester County, where we are just about set for the first ever meeting between Westchester SC and Portland Hearts of Pine. Tonight's match is presented by Northwell Health. It is now time to get a look at our starting 11s, starting with Westchester SC under head coach Dave Carton. This is what they feel. 3 changes from last Friday's 1-0 defeat at Charlotte Independence. Obviously, keep your eye on J.C. Obregon Jr. leading the Golden Boot race with 10 goals to his name. This is a pretty strong front 3. The big note, though, no Taimu Okiyoshi, who suffered an injury. He is out this week. Johnny Bolaños, though, is back on the bench for Dave Carton's men, so that is a massive plus for the Golden Apple here tonight. On the other end of things for Portland Hearts of Pine and first-year headman Bobby Murphy, here's what he goes with. He makes 3 changes as well. well. Punanjaran on the bench. Titus Washington and Masashi Wada back after missing that Richmond match on August 9th. And always keep your eye on the dangerous number 10. Ollie Wright had that hat trick a couple months ago against Omaha. He's the joint top goal scorer on this Portland team, along with Washington himself. And then Hunter Morse, who was the goalkeeper of the week in week 23, is between the sticks yet again for Bobby Murphy and company. Well, we are just about set to get things underway here from Westchester County. It is Westchester and Portland Hearts of Pine as you get your look at the coaches exchanging pleasantries. That's Bobby Murphy, who is one of the good guys throughout the league. Gets on with pretty much everyone throughout the division and great conversationalist, great to talk to pre-match. He's saying that we're settling for too many draws. The fact of the matter is we need to score more goals, and he's challenged his players to get more final third product. We'll see if they can conjure that tonight. Murphy, of course, best known for his 2 years with St. Louis City, too, and guiding them to the Western Conference Finals a year ago. Well, you'll notice there is some new gear for Westchester tonight, and the Metro Blackout Kit. That is what they're debuting this evening. Dave Carton's men hoping they can get things trending in the right direction. No wins in the last 6 across all competitions. He's mentioned to me there's a heightened sense of urgency now. He's challenged his players to get more in the final third. He said, in the last 4 matches, we've left our food on the table. It's now about finishing our dinner. They will try to do that here this evening against a side that is a tough nut to crack at the back. Their work will be cut out for them in this fixture. Two teams still taking the pitch. You notice that Dave Carton is always in good spirits pre-match. During the match, he'll get a little more intense, but he is well loved by his players. I had an interesting conversation with him this week. He mentioned that a couple weeks back, his key leaders, the likes of J.C. Obregon Jr. and others, came to his office after the heartbreaking Union Omaha defeat and said to him, we want to keep playing your way, the attack-minded style that has drawn some controversy from rival fan bases throughout the league, just given that the trend throughout the league this year is teams that have less of the ball tend to do better. Dave Carton has stuck by his assertive style, and his players believe in him thoroughly. They back him, and they believe they can win this way. The question is, will that manifest itself in the final 2 months of the season? You see J.C. Obregon, the captain, the man who leads the line and is the top goal-scoring threat in USL League One. He is going to be tipped to produce here if they hope to get anything from this fixture. We're just about set to get things underway. Ryan Farrell is our lead official. He will direct all of the traffic as Westchester gets us underway in that sleek Metro Blackout Kit. Going from right to left on your screen, Portland in the white road kits, going from left to right. We await our referee's signal, and we can get this first ever meeting underway in a matter of seconds. Well, we said it off the top. New York against New England is a rivalry that dates back decades, centuries even, over the course of so many different sports. And now it is in USL League One in this rendition. Westchester and Portland for the first time. The two teams closest to one another geographically in the league, locking horns. Varela is sent tumbling, and an early whistle already, and a yellow card brandished toward Joel Johnson. So fireworks to start for Portland. Sam Goldfarb here bringing you every step of the way this evening. It was an interesting conversation with both coaches. It is Drac who's in the book, by the way. Dave Carton saying he's been more pointed with his players in the last 2 weeks. I said, look, we need to get results. The fact of the matter is we're 8 points off playoff pace with 11 to go. We need wins. As this is hooked in, charged out of danger. Bobby Murphy said he's challenged his frontline players to produce more in the final third. It's one thing to get fans out of your seats. It's another thing to actually get some goals, and that has been the message this week. As Powder wins this back upfield. Now Johnson. Runs out of real estate on the near side. We alluded to Westchester's recent struggles. Of their last 4 matches, just 1 point. Dave Carton said he felt a lot of those matches, the Tormenta match at home especially, when they led 2-1 around the midway point of the match. And even that Charlotte match last week, they could have gotten more from those games. Instead, though, 1 draw in the last 4 league games, and it's left them a bit adrift in the postseason chase. Exact wording was, "We left our food on the table." He's in here, you see him link with Sadie. Ultimately, the late challenge from Mikey Lopez is what draws our referee's ire. Teta sprang it forward towards Sadie. And Hunter Morse is off his line to collect. He is one of the top goalkeepers in this division, Hunter Morse, a first-year USL League One player after 2 seasons with FC Cincinnati 2. Bobby Murphy saying that during his time in Cincinnati was caught in a limbo period between the first team and the second team. This has given him an opportunity to get consistent games, and what a job he has done. Right now, top 4 in the league in saves. And the clean sheet number is not shabby either. Nakic beyond the reach of Obregon here. Bobby Murphy saying that he's excellent shot stopping wise. Now it's about using his feet better, and that tends to be the trend with goalkeepers his age, shy of 30. Right. He has a lightning rod. Pings this over the top. Beyond the reach of Masashi Wada. There's a cross in towards Washington. And headed wide, no trouble for Morse's opposite number, Andrew Hammersley. There's the first involvement for the returning to the squad. They missed him last week in the scoreless draw against Richmond. Now back leading the line for Hearts. Messer. Well, finally, you're starting to see this center back pairing for Westchester take shape. We showed you those numbers off the top. Second most goals allowed. It was the most goals allowed entering the week, but Tormenta conceded twice against Chattanooga last night. But this is one of the first times you've seen a consistent run of games for Juan Palma and Rashid Teta together in the heart of defense. Palma did miss a couple weeks back, but 2 of them starting to establish a rapport. The question is, can they just both remain healthy enough and consistent enough for Westchester to tighten things up, put themselves into the playoff chase? This is a side that occupies the cellar in USL League One, but 2-3 wins on the trot, and you've changed your fortunes entirely. Nakic nearly caught up to this. Sega Koulibaly bashing it clear. There is the former MLS man. Over 50 appearances with LA Galaxy from 2021 to 2023. Teta sprays it over, and Sadie is offside. He's causing some havoc on the back shoulder of that last defender, though. He is one of the more lively presences going forward for Westchester. The biggest subject of conversation outside of Juan Carlos Obregon Jr.'s brilliance, of course, has been the lack of goal-scoring depth outside of him. This is a Westchester side with the least number of unique goal scorers in the league, with just 9. Obregon scoring 10 of what now is their 26 league goals. Sadie, though, has added some punch, a quartet of tallies to his name, and Dave Carton saying that he's adjusted very well to his time in League One after a prolonged stint in the championship at a number of different destinations. Koulibaly. Decent ball towards Washington. Picks out right. Now numbers for Portland. Effort deflected, out of danger for the time being. Now Messer's cross. To the edge of the area. Lopez had his shot blocked. Now Varela. Track does just enough. Just a second start in the last 10 for Walter Varela. Opened the year as a mainstay on the right flank. Here he is again. Early cross in. It's a dangerous ball. Wada's header is relatively tame in the end, and he was offside anyways. There is your first proper glance at Andrew Hammersley. Mentioned it off the top, his 4th consecutive league start. Has been a revolving door between himself and Dane Jackman, neither able to establish a vice grip on that starting goalkeeper role. Hammersley playing well enough for Dave Carton's liking the last few weeks, and after Dane Jackman's tough game against Chattanooga, they pivot his way. And Washington is offside. Already, you're beginning to see Masashi Wada and Titus Washington link up, and that's at least a warning sign for Westchester. See Washington, though, he times his run just early enough to draw our 4th official's ire. Only 2 goals to his name in league play, but 5 in all comps as a first-year pro, and when you factor in what a sensational season he had last year at Seattle University as a grad student, he is quite the handful. Bobby Murphy saying he's goal dangerous. Just need that a bit more consistently from a lot of our frontline players. Drag. Powder is clipped at the ankles. Now referee may have a conversation here with Colby Quinones. He's just a bit late on it. Does set up Westchester in a rather appetizing spot for this set piece. Gerald Johnson and Dean Guzin in the vicinity. What can Westchester conjure here inside 10 minutes? Guzin to take, into the quarter of uncertainty. Obregon got his boots to it, but rather simple for Morse to cope with. It's not an effort befitting of Obregon's talents by any means. Good delivery. Obregon gets the faintest of touches to it, but not nearly enough power. At least both forwards starting to create some havoc in their opposing penalty areas. Washington wins this upfield. Now Varela. Flashing ball, and just narrowly wide from right. Had the goal at his mercy. Excellent interplay. You see Washington lay it off to Varela, a flashing cross, and Wright just hits it first time. Narrowly misses wide. There is the danger Ollie Wright can pose. Well, fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. just beyond the 10-minute marker here in Westchester County. It is Westchester and Portland for the first time in a match that could carry some significant playoff implications. Both teams with eyebrow-raising opportunities that have just gone begging. Obregon on one end and Ollie Wright just bashing it wide moments ago on the other. You can watch that matchup all night. Obregon is unrelenting up front. Sega Koulibaly will give as good as he gets. For Portland, we mentioned the scoreless draw against Richmond. Bobby Murphy saying that he felt they also left points on the table in that one. His side having 70% of the ball, but unable to do significant amounts with it, as Mikey Lopez is the first Hearts player shown a yellow card. He has a goal drought that has eclipsed 220 minutes in all competitions and counting at the moment. See, Powder wins this, and then Lopez is a step or two late. Must be said, he doesn't get a ton of contact on Powder, but it's enough to draw our referee into action.
Your attention, please. A caution has been issued by the referee to Portland. Number 5, Mikey Lopez.
Sadie upended.
Caution issued in the 13th minute.
Brilliant ball from Hammersley, and Sadie once again didn't time his run properly. That is a lovely night in Westchester County at the moment. 75 degrees right around the time of kickoff. A few clouds in the sky, but nothing that should impact play, at least as of now, as Obregon is fouled and our referee will come back to that challenge. It is a classic New England summer's night. New York summer's night, but similar weather. A couple states over in New England, no doubt. Payne. It's a Sadie. Obregon is first to it. Once again clipped at the ankles. The referee waves play on. Drac. Hit the quarter of an hour mark. An exciting one thus far. Westchester starting to establish a vice grip on the ball, but that's not something that concerns Portland. They're more known for their direct style of play anyways. It's something that they effectively have to do because Fitzpatrick Stadium is such a narrow pitch. Portland has adapted to those confines well. Obviously, it'll be a wider surface here tonight. Powder. Track providing that width. And sprinting at the defense. Powder, low cross in, and knocked home! Erman Makic on the score sheet, and Westchester in front. Well worked. Westchester cutting through Portland like a knife through butter. Josh Drack drawing Quinones. It's a late track on that overlap, and a brilliant cross from Powder right into the path of Ermin Makic. And all he has to do is escort it beyond Hunter Morse. A first official career goal for Ermin Makic. He had a goal wiped away in that forfeit victory over Spokane. This one will stand, and it's 1-0 to the Golden Apple. Kid from Yonkers popping up to score against a team from New England. And I think that will endear him to the 914th Infantry. 20 years of age, someone who returned to the United States after playing in the lower leagues of Montenegro. He has grown into a valued contributor off the bench for Dave Carton. That's the dream start for Westchester. Now the question is, can they build on it? Dave Carton saying they've lacked killer instinct over the course of these last few months. These are the scenarios where they must make their opposition pay. Talking to Dave Carton the past couple weeks, he's gone out of his way to compliment Ermin Makic. He said that he's someone who gets undervalued, he presses like a madman, his work rate is off the charts, and the biggest thing is he cares. He's someone from this area and wants to see this club succeed. And you saw it in his reaction to that goal, his first official tally of the season. Obviously did score in that Spokane Velocity match, which amounted to a forfeit victory for Westchester. But those stats were wiped off the board. Sadie once again is offside. Well, if you're just joining us, Westchester off to a flying start. A familiar match script for them. A 1-0 advantage courtesy of Ermin Makic in the 16th minute after a brilliantly worked goal. Drack to Powder, crossed perfectly into Makic's path. And one of the best defenses in USL League One, unlocked in a blink. A side that had conceded the joint second least goals in the competition. Unlocked by a very well-worked move. And now that is the 10th unique goal scorer for Westchester this season. Drack. Here is the goal scorer, Makic. And Drack continuing his run. Has Obergon with him. It's still Josh Drack. Cross rather tame in the end, and Morse collects with grateful arms. Wada. Now Ollie Wright. Stayed on side according to our linesman. And still right. It's a mazy run. No one there to get on the other end of that ball. You can tell he's up for it tonight, though. Number 10 in white is weaving a web of lies at the minute. Well, fans, watch the USL Championship on Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. We've hit the 20-minute threshold, and Westchester leads 1-0, courtesy of the hometown boy, Ermin Makic, providing liftoff after just 16 minutes for the Golden Apple. Washington looking to fire back. And Wada stays on side. Now Varela. No one picking him up. Not quite on the same wavelength as Wright. He's an experienced USL League One presence. Had a year off from the professional game 2 years ago, playing for Chattanooga Red Wolves and falling out of the 11 gradually over the course of that year, but provides some veteran experience on what is otherwise a rather young front line. The elder statesman in the 11 this evening, with the exception of course, Mikey Lopez and Sega Koulibaly. Well, you wonder how Portland will combat this. Bobby Murphy, multiple times throughout our call, made it clear they need to take their chances better. They're underperforming their expected goals this season by 3. And that's what's holding them back from catapulting into the playoff places. And what otherwise is a very strong team in this division. The fluctuation in goal scoring has been the biggest issue. Powder, he does win a free kick for Westchester. Guzin and Obregon stand over this. And both are a threat to cause danger for different reasons. Obregon curling it in. It required a better ball than that. Colby Quinones was there to intervene. Johnson. Portland right now can hardly touch it, especially since the goal. Obregon in a scrap with Koulibaly. The latter wins it. Maybe a chance to break now. Varela with plenty of numbers in support. Plays Wada. This is Ollie Wright. Now Kuz in the other direction. Powder. Johnson fouled. Fans catch every heart-pounding moment at Westchester's home stadium at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. 2025 season tickets are on sale now, offering flexible payment plans, priority access, discounts, invites to exclusive events, and much more. Don't miss out on an unforgettable season of fun, friends, community, and soccer. Visit westchestersc.com to become a 2025 season ticket member today. 914th Infantry's out in full force, and you should too. You should be too. It is a rapidly growing fan base here in Westchester. Dave Carton talking about how this week, after training, he went out to greet some of the fans outside the stadium who were making a tifo for this weekend. Here's Powder's cross, finds Sadie, towards Obregon! Excellent save by Morse, denies him at the source. Not often you see JC miss a chance of that caliber. Goes in now, cleared the wrong set of uprights. Again, Noah Powder's cross, causing danger. And it's a heads-up play by Sadie. Plays it first time right into the back, right into the center of the area. And Obregon just shooting it right into the path of Hunter Morris. As of now, has kept Portland in it. He is one of the best goalkeepers in the division for a reason. Year 3 as a professional, spent 2 seasons with Cincinnati in MLS after being drafted 51st in the 2023 Super Draft. When you look at his college numbers, especially the 1 year he played at Western Michigan, they jump off the charts. Had the highest save rate in the nation at over 88% as a grad student in 2022. Varela plays it through, and there is an equalizer. Titus Washington on the score sheet, and Portland fires right back. Game on then. From a glaring chance for Westchester on one end to a devastating conversion for Portland on the other. Just direct play. This is exactly out of Portland's playbook. Varela drawing the defenders. Washington times his run to perfection and hammers Lee off his line late. Varela just catches Juan Palma cheating, and Titus Washington makes the entire Westchester backline pay the price. Westchester 1, Portland 1. And after missing last weekend, Titus Washington back in the lineup and back on the score sheet. A third of the season, a sixth in all comps, and we are all square once again in Westchester. Well, this is a familiar match script for Westchester. The league record most points dropped from winning positions. 27 points dropped from winning positions, to be precise. As of now, if this result holds, it would be 29. They set that record on August 6th after going 1-0 up in the second half at Union Omaha. They fell 2-1. Sadie Shirley is beyond the last defender here, and the referee agrees. Saw that drop down, 27 points drop, the league record. It is a stat that unfortunately has haunted Westchester for so long this season. Really the first major chance Portland creates following Makic's opener is a devastating equalizer against the Grain. You hear the boisterous support in the background. This is pretty even home venue right now. A decent turnout from Portland fans who made the trek down from Portland. Steve Carton laments the events that have just transpired. We mentioned him talking about killer instinct. He referred to it more after they opened the Charlotte match on the front foot, didn't convert on their chances, and paid the price and fell 1-0. But he also mentioned when we go up, we have to kill it off. Unfortunately, that has not transpired for them thus far. Well, approaching the half-hour mark, Erman Makic sent this place into a frenzy after just 16 minutes. Titus Washington, though, responding moments ago with his third league goal of the season and his team-high 6th goal in all competitions. Bobby Murphy mentioning we missed him a couple weeks ago in that Richmond match, and that is exactly why, a ruthless finish. Sadie. Now trying to create some danger himself. Drives it towards goal and forces Morse into action. Goes out for the match's first corner. Is Dean Guzin who stands over it. Taken short to Powder. Training ground routine. Guzin chips it in. Obregon heads it along. He's undercut in the area. Half-hearted appeals waved away. Now a Portland player is slow to return to his feet. And this is a concerning sight. Sika Koulibaly, who joined the club on July 1st and has only made now 3 appearances, partially due to injury concerns. Going down after this collision with Obregon. Well, he is first choice, preferred when fit. Showed that in a shift that lasted just over an hour in their last match against Richmond. Of course, they were supposed to play Spokane last Sunday. The match canceled due to travel issues by Spokane Velocity. So they've been really raring to go for 15 days. They've had time to get fresh, and hoping that will make an impact on the score sheet come the end of 90 minutes. Varela. Washington. Sliding tackle from Palma does the job, and well timed at that. It's a loose pass here, though. Lopez crosses it into Washington. Sprays it to the edge of the area for Messer. Sadie dispossesses him. And maybe a chance the other direction now for Westchester. Obregon turns on the afterburners, has support as well, crosses it to Makic, off the bar. Herman Makic is making a menace of himself, and a 5-star counter nearly polished off. It's a great cross from Obregon. Makic has to contort his body a bit, nearly still picked out the top corner. Well, fans, don't miss your chance to be part of history with Westchester's first professional soccer club. Season tickets start at just $18 per game, bringing you world-class action at an unbeatable value. Visit westchestersc.com to learn more and lock in your seat for the 2025 season. Westchester SC season tickets are on sale now. Just beyond the 30-minute threshold, and what an opening half hour we've been treated to here in Mount Vernon. The stadium at Memorial Field, the opener by Herman Makic, the equalizer from Titus Washington 10 minutes later. And Makic mere inches away from a brace after he kissed it off the crossbar seconds ago. It's an end-to-end affair. Portland not shy about playing direct. Westchester not shy about throwing numbers forward. These are the best type of matches in this division, when things get chaotic, especially as time wears on. Palma. Here's Johnson. Makic. Koulibaly right into the back of Makic. And displeased by our referee's decision. This well within Dean Guzan range to at least play a teasing ball into the quarter of uncertainty. Rather tame in the end, headed away by Koulibaly. Drag. Obregon on the turn, didn't miss by much. Anytime you give him mere centimeters of space, he can make you pay. See here, Quiñones late to challenge him. Obregon just tries to curl this, and always rising, never dipping in the end. But that is what your Golden Boot leader can do. A 10 spot in league play, 15 in all comps, after scoring 20 a year ago across all competitions for Charlotte Independence. He, a list of 2 or 3 players who have followed Dave Carton from Charlotte this year and have made an impact. Despite Westchester's struggles, Obregon has been the constant throughout everything, thick and thin. Final 10 minutes of this first half. Buckle up if the first 35 are any indication. Here's a switch of the play to right. Flag stays down. Ollie Wright cutting inside and finishing. Portland ruthless, and they lead 2-1. There is the final product Bobby Murphy was looking for, and Portland has flipped it on its head. Ollie Wright, he does time his run rather well here, and it appears Westchester just switches off, cuts inside Payne, Hammersley off his line, and it just opens up a glaring gap on the far side. And Wright, devastating finish. Goal 4 of the year in league play for Ollie Wright, and the first since his hat trick against Union Omaha in mid-June. Someone who is one of the brightest presences on the ball in this league, can conjure magic with one swipe of his boot. He does it there to put Portland in front against the grain. Portland Hearts of Pine 2, Westchester SC 1. Westchester has gone from leading to trailing in the span of about 10 minutes.
Your attention, please. Portland goal scored by number 10, Ollie Wright, in the 36th minute. The assist on the goal, number 22, Walter Verilla.
Johnson. If you're just joining us, a unfortunate and familiar match script is unfolding yet again at Memorial Field, a place that has not seen Westchester win a league match all season except the forfeit against Spokane Velocity. Westchester jumping in front, a fast start, unable to double the lead, and within a span of 11 minutes, Ollie Wright, Titus Washington, and then Ollie Wright flipping it on its head. Ollie Wright, the native of London, spent the last 2 years with Huntsville City, and has announced himself as one of the most exciting on-ball presences in USL League One. It is an off-ball run and then a swift finish, which makes the difference. And Wright now chasing after this, and it appears he will be onside. Wright may have a step. Hammersley gets a touch to it. He does just enough to keep it out. Sadie. It wouldn't be the first time Westchester's clawed from behind. 2 weeks ago against Tormenta. Fell behind 1-0, took a 2-1 lead, fell behind 3-2, and then found a late equalizer. They will have to dig deep into the bag of reserves in order to get something here. Obregon. Now Guzin. Someone Gabe Carton has challenged to produce much more in the final third. Turns a couple defenders. Drag. Stabbed away just beyond the reach of Obregon. Has Powder in support. Track onto the return ball. It may have just run out of play. Fans, 2025 Westchester Soccer Club season and single game tickets are now on sale. Don't miss your chance to be part of our historic inaugural season at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. Catch all of the action and all of the fun starting at just $18 per game. Tickets are selling fast. Visit westchestersc.com for more information. Business end of the first half. Westchester leading after 16 minutes, trailing after 36. Makic opening it. Washington and Wright firing right back. And Hearts with an advantage away from home as they look to snap what is a 4-match winless run. And a reminder that should Portland win, they would go level on points with 8th placed Union Omaha. So it would power them right into the thick of playoff contention yet again. Meanwhile, for Westchester, they lose here and they're 8 points adrift with only 10 matches left on their docket. Payne. Sadie receives it back. Can't negotiate beyond Messer. Well, it is an interesting setup, this one. Obviously, Portland fans traveling very well, and that's no surprise. This is a Portland Hearts of Pine club that has taken off from the get-go. A team that sold 96% of its season ticket package by September of last year. Set the USL League One record for consecutive sellouts. They're building one of the greatest support bases, if not the best fan base already, in USL League One in Portland. Fitzpatrick Stadium, a party whenever they fill the venue, and the club itself also doing a fantastic job to integrate itself into the community. Bobby Murphy saying that we've met every facet of this community where they're at. We don't expect them to show up. We come to community events, we build relationships, and it builds reciprocal love and support throughout Portland. What a job. The coaching staff, as well as of course the founder Gabe Hoffman-Johnson, has done to build already what is one of the must-see experiences in the entire USL pyramid in Portland. Powder. Talking to Bobby Murphy about just when he knew that this Portland project would take off. He said he always had confidence in ownership because they built it from the ground up. As Wright receives this on the far side and has support. Playing it through, a chance, and it's three! A devastating counter. Nathan Messer finishes it. 3-1 to Portland. And Westchester left stunned from 1-0 up to 3-1 down in a blink. What a switch of the play this is. Wright receives it. He waits for Messer on the underlap. And he just finishes expertly into the bottom right. Wright timing everything to perfection. Just waits for Messer to split the lines. And then a tight angle finish. No chance for Hammersley. 3 ferocious counterattacks. And a 3-1 lead for Portland Hearts of Pine. It is one of the more dynamic, attack-minded fullbacks in the league in Nathan Messer, who joined the club this winter after rarely featuring for Rhode Island FC in the championship a year ago. And he has firmly established himself as one of the top newcomers in defense throughout this division. Messer's 3rd goal of the season in league play, his 4th in all competitions. And the way back for Westchester has gotten that much more perilous. On the stroke of halftime, it is 3-1 Portland. Sadie looking to pull one back, and he does! What a finish that is! A moment of individual brilliance makes it 3-2. Well, you see Johnson just run through the defense, and Portland tracking back, almost not anticipating Sadie to launch. But this is his bread and butter, cutting inside on his left, and what a peach this is. Top pins, 3-2. Prince Sadie's 5th league goal of the season. He scored a number of goals that are carbon copies of that one, but this time goes upper 90. And the 32-year-old provides Westchester with a lifeline. That is just what the doctor ordered for Westchester. Many would have thought going behind 3-1 would have put the nail in the coffin. Prince Sadie ensuring that won't be the case. Three 5-star counters for Portland. And then a Prince Sadie retort to bring the 914th Infantry to their feet. 3 minutes of added time. Drac, cross deflected. Headed forward by Palma. Reaches the feet of Varela. And a chance to break the other way. Washington throws Teta to the turf. It is still Titus Washington. Wada playing it wide. Excellent block from Stephen Payne. Makes himself an obstacle to deny Ollie Wright. You see here Washington turning Teta in knots. And then it leaves it right to right. Wada, an excellent lay along. And Payne intervenes. Perhaps one final corner of this first half. Ollie Wright to take for Portland, their first of the night. And it is taken short. Varela on the edge of the area. Has a hit off the post. Not dealt with just yet. Wright hooking it in. Dangerous ball. And this time Hammersley there to claim. It's likely the final sojourn forward for either side. The match has descended into a fever pitch. Obregon looking for Sadie. What a ball! And a great recovery by Morse. A peach from Obregon, and it's just hooking a touch outside the reach of Sadie. Morse timing his jump off his line to perfection. We are beyond the added 3 minutes. What a first half this has been. 5 goals, back and forth. It sets the stage for what could be an absolute thriller here in Westchester. There is the halftime whistle. Westchester led, then they conceded 3 times in quick succession, but Prince Sadie has provided them a lifeline before the break. That man, Ollie Wright, the danger man with his third. Seemed like maybe he had wrapped it up for Hearts. Instead, though, the response from Sadie to at least make it a game heading into the final 45 minutes of play. At the end of one half of play, the score reads Westchester SC 2, Portland Hearts of Pine 3 in the first ever meeting between these two expansion clubs. And what a match this is shaping up to be. We'll step aside briefly here from Westchester County at halftime. Portland leads 3-2, 3 goals in rapid succession to flip the match on its head, but Prince Sadie providing late life for Westchester to at least make this an entertaining one before intermission. It is Westchester 2, Portland 3. We'll step aside, and when we return, a look around USL League One at halftime.
Our tagline is welcome to Soccer County, not a town. And we want it to be a hub of all the soccer energy throughout the communities of this region.
As a first-year franchise and a club that's new, you know, these are landmarks in the history of the club that you want to really do something memorable.
I think it shows how soccer crazy this area is, and how much passion there is about sports and just community in general.
For being a homegrown talent, you know, in my city, it means everything because my family, my friends, all my loved ones come to the game, watch me play, you know, and you know, I'm just try to put on for my city as much as I can.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy. With the people who make you smile. Health First Insurance plans connect you to care you can trust. For a happy family. And a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Terrytown, and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell. Raise health.
We welcome you back to Westchester County, where we have a thriller brewing. A 3-2 lead for Portland Hearts of Pine after a 5-goal first half. What chaos we just witnessed in the opening 45 minutes. It's now time to get a look around USL League One, starting with our most recent team of the week. Let's take a look at who qualified. Nobody from either side selected. Of course, Portland's match was postponed on Sunday, so they won't be included in this team. And Westchester suffered defeat, so no surprise you don't see any representatives from today's match. But Jason Smith, our player of the week, after making 5 saves and a clean sheet against Texoma. And then in the midfield, you see Cabral, Espinal, Soyfert, and Tunbridge all playing a major role in what was a 3-2 win for Tormenta at City Stadium. Well, now that we've looked at our team of the week, let's take a look at our goal and save of the week, as well as a quick insight into the USL Academy.
Costas can stand it up and does. Dien's header! What a goal! Babacar Dien stands alone at the top of the leaderboard for 1 knocks. Here is Bentley, stopped by Garcia!
No one said it would be easy, but the USL Academy to professional pathway is blazing a successful trail. More than 10 players on USL rosters are Academy products with professional contracts. A big deal and a big decision. Why? The pathway includes options. For many prospects, that's college soccer. Finn Sundstrom plays for North Carolina FC on an academy contract. He now has valuable pro experience, but remains an amateur player. A different path is played out in Phoenix. 17-year-old Jamison Ping, the Phoenix Rising Academy member since age 12, was signed to a professional contract. This is now his career. Andy Chapman from Phoenix Rising FC joins us now. And Andy, Jamison Ping is very special to you because you've seen his process really from beginning to its current state. So what is it like to see something come to fruition through the academy process?
Yeah, no, it's obviously been exciting for seeing someone be given the opportunity, someone that's been on the fields with them for the last 5 years. I've gone through the whole process.
This entire landscape, big picture, coaches that are in your shoes on other clubs, all of you guys kind of in the same boat making this work?
Yeah, Liz, I think USL got a unique opportunity, and I think everyone's kind of using it to their advantage here. We should really push your players from a huge standpoint into that pro environment, and it's definitely a step up, and it's not for everybody. It's an endless opportunity for us to continue to grow.
USL clubs use their academies. Nearly 100 players have achieved academy contracts, opening doors for youth players to achieve their dreams of turning professional.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
We're here to support the best of the club and the community. We don't stop chanting, we don't stop drumming,
yelling and screaming and chanting.
We'll follow them wherever, pretty much. That's just the love that we have for our team.
We want to be the loudest people, and we want you to hear where we are at.
People in this town love this team, pack these stands out for every single game.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Terrytown, and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell. Raise health.
We welcome you back to Westchester County, where at halftime it is Westchester trailing 3-2 after a 5-goal first half. And now let's get a look further in depth around USL League One, starting with our standout news and notes from this week. How about AV Alta and Knoxville? They are turning their home patches into fortresses. Knox unbeaten in 13 at home, AV Alta unbeaten in 8. And speaking of AV Alta, they are hosting Salvadoran Giants Alianza on September 10th at 7. And then finally Greenville Triumph traveling to Hartford to take on Hartford Athletic in the semifinals of the Jägermeister Cup, the last USL League One team standing. Let's look around the league at our scores. It was an eventful Saturday. The standout result, how about this? Union Omaha throttling AV Alta at Warner Park to climb into the top 8. This was a Union Omaha side that 2 months ago sat rock bottom of the league table. What a turnaround they've had. Meanwhile, Richmond Kickers upsetting One Knox on their home patch for their first win in league play in quite some time. Also, Chattanooga continuing their surge atop the table with a 2-0 victory over Tormenta. We mentioned that Jägermeister Cup match. Greenville may have fallen on Saturday, and they now are currently below the playoff line. Here's your look at the current table entering the weekend, I should say. Westchester, as of now, they would come up empty-handed, so they would be 8 points off playoff pace. Meanwhile, Portland, if they can get 3 points, would surge into a 3-way tie for that 8th and final spot. They would still sit 10th because the tiebreaker is total wins, but it would be even in points in terms of the top 8. So very, very pivotal next 45 minutes to determining how the table looks come evening's end. And now on the subject of Greenville Triumph, who right now is right in the playoff chase, they have their big Jägermeister Cup semifinal at Hartford on September 10th. That match at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the last League One team standing. And then, of course, for those who care about Northeastern representation, of course, Hartford's in that match, as well as Rhode Island hosting Sacramento. They're hoping that they can have a silver lining in what has otherwise been a rather up and down season in the championship. That's your look around USL League One and the USL in general. When we return, we'll take a brief glance back at our first half of play. Stick with us.
Our tagline is welcome to Soccer County, not a town. And we want it to be a hub of all the soccer energy throughout the communities of this region.
As a first-year franchise and a club that's new, you know, these are landmarks in the history of the club that you want to really do something memorable.
I think it shows how soccer crazy this area is, and how much passion there is about sports and just community in general.
For being a homegrown talent, you know, in my city, it means everything because my family, my friends, all my loved ones come to the game, watch me play, you know, and you know, I'm just try to put on for my city as much as I can.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy. With the people who make you smile. Health First insurance plans connect you to care you can trust. For a happy family and a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
You expect Manhattan-level care, and you live in Westchester. With Northwell, you'll find it all right here through this store in Tarrytown, and this one in Katona, at Phelps Hospital and Northern Westchester Hospital. It's where you'll find a vast network of world-class doctors delivering everything from primary care to the most complex neurosurgery and cancer treatments. And it's all part of New York's most awarded health system, with every door leading to extraordinary care right here in Westchester. Northwell, raise health.
We welcome you back to Westchester County. We're at halftime after a thrilling first half. Our scoreline reads Westchester 2, Portland Hearts of Pine 3. And speaking of that lively first half, it's time to get a look back at what was one of the crazier first halves of the entire USL League One season. Here are your standout moments. And Westchester got off to a flying start. Inside 20 minutes, the 16th to be precise, Josh Drack and Noah Powder linking well here. Powder just continuing his run, a pinpoint cross, and Erman Makic, his first professional goal, tapping it beyond Hunter Morris. But 10 minutes later, Portland would have a response. Walter Varela drawing Juan Palma in, a well-timed run from Titus Washington, and against the grain, Portland was level. And there was more where that came from. 10 minutes after that, Ollie Wright, after a lovely switch of the play, cuts inside, adds his 4th league goal of the year, and Portland flips it on its head. And it went from bad to worse for Westchester, because in the 43rd minute, they added another. And who else is at the source of it but Ollie Wright? He waits for Nathan Messer to time his run, and Messer finishes. And then on the other end of things, we saw Prince Sadie finish to make it 3-2 immediately thereafter. We're back underway now here from Westchester County, where our scoreline is Westchester 2, Portland 3. Question is, can Westchester battle all the way back from 2 goals down and salvage something from this fixture, or will it be Portland going level in the playoff chase with the likes of Omaha and Greenville? You can find out in a matter of moments, matter of 45 minutes, I should say, from Mount Vernon, New York. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action from the stadium at Memorial Field. It is a Westchester side still hunting its first official league victory, on-field league victory, at home. Dave Carton saying that victory is long overdue. We owe our fans it. They'll have to dig deep in order to even salvage anything from this fixture. What a first half that was. You saw the standout moments. The Makic opener, the 3 in rapid succession for Portland, and then Prince Sadie right after that 3rd tally from Nathan Messer, bagging a stunner himself, just cutting inside on that favored left boot and making Portland pay. It sets the table for what could be an absolute barn burner in the final 45. Westchester wins a set piece. Joel Johnson and Dean Guzin hanging out in the vicinity of it. Johnson hooks it in, floated away with relative comfort. As far as Stephen Payne, though, Guzin springing it forward. Drack giving chase and does latch onto it. Has support, low driving effort from Powder. It's loose, and Obregon just unable to reach it. And the referee blows the whistle against the Westchester forward. He's an all-action presence. This is a pinpoint switch of the play to Drack. And you see him just wait, plays it right into Powder's path. Morse rather clumsily spills it, and at the second time of asking is just able to pounce on it before Obregon reaches. Portland can sign themselves up for that, though. It will be a never-ending onslaught for Westchester as they desperately hunt an equalizer. You wonder, especially for Bobby Murphy, when he starts to consider changes, especially to solidify things defensively. Obviously, this early in the second half, that can't be a consideration, especially should Westchester score again. But given how open this match is, you wonder, especially on Bobby Murphy's side, what alterations he has in mind to change the trajectory of the fixture. Well, they benefited from it as much as they've suffered, so maybe they prefer it this way. Powder continuing his run. And he does connect. Track wins a set piece. Decent spot for this free kick. And every adventure into the final third, you can bet, will be greeted with a loud roar from the 914th Infantry. They understand the magnitude of a six-pointer like this. Guzin and Joel Johnson stand in the vicinity of the free kick. It may favor Johnson's boot. And it is Johnson who drives it toward the back stick. Morse punches away with relative confidence. It's been an eventful first half for Hunter Morse. Has passed all of the tests he feasibly could. Didn't really have much of a chance, especially on Sadie's effort, though. Here's Guzin. Well, that was audacious. Just didn't dip in time. Fan Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. 50 minutes gone, a 3-2 scoreline here in Mount Vernon, New York. Westchester surged in front, pegged back by 3 quick ones by Portland. Prince Sadie on the stroke of halftime, pulling one back with a stroke of magisterial brilliance. And that is where we find ourselves at the moment. A 5-goal thriller that borders on becoming far more than that. Payne. This is Guzin. Floats it wide. Sadie just runs out of space right near that linesman. In the midst of all of this, you look at Westchester's points drop from winning positions. It's obviously a glaring number. Portland does rather well to lock up results, so it would be uncharacteristic should they drop points from being 2 goals up. Guzin. Payne. This is Sadie, the most recent goal scorer. It's an appetizing cross for Obregon to handle. And I believe 29 in black's gotten the final touch to it. Clattered into Koulibaly there as well. Well, actually, it's Koulibaly who nods it out of play. Obregon doesn't get much of anything on it. So it sets up Westchester for a corner. Guzin yet again is the man who will take. Within swing. Part of the area, floated up. Now room the other direction to break. Numbers here for Portland, but Teta responds in kind. We'll come back to an earlier challenge, though, on what appears to be Masashi Wada. So, it doesn't necessarily all end cleanly for Westchester. As the yellow card brandished in the direction of Stephen Payne. Both fullbacks now walking the tightrope for Dave Carton. Right with an opportunity to create some havoc. And a Portland player has just been shoved down outside the area. I believe Obregon and Koulibaly are relishing this battle. Two of them both are not shy about grappling with one another. Obregon, of course, rather diminutive presence. He's not intimidated by players significantly bigger than him physically. Here's Messer. Arcing cross, flick to the back post, and just wide. Right before Koulibaly could greet it as well. There's the warning shot for Portland. Messer's cross. See it flicked along by Washington, and Koulibaly is a matter of 1 to 2 footsteps late. Otherwise, that's 4-2 in a blink. Washington. Kept in play. Now right in space. Varela dancing, forced wide now, drives for goal. Still loose. Wada goes down and the referee says play on. Decent save there from Hammersley, although he did parry it right back into the vicinity of a Portland player, and now the yellow is shown to Noah Powder for that challenge. Well, I tell you what, the longer this drags on, the more it could border on a bit excessively physical. Like Ryan Farrell showing the card to at least try to seize control of this. Powder comes in, studs up. That is not the best of challenges. And while he gets part of the ball, he also gets a lot of Mikey Lopez's ankle.
Your attention, please. A caution has been issued by the referee to Westchester. Number 66, Noah Powder. Caution issued in the 56th minute.
Ollie Wright stands over the set piece, right in front of Dave Carton, and two seem to be exchanging a word or two. Wright floats it in. Scrambled away by Westchester. This is Obregon. Johnson. You see some semblances of Portland pressure just to slow the advance. Bobby Murphy, I think, understanding that you give these Westchester wingers or forwards runway, that's where peril starts to mount. Can't just sit back and invite it. Tats up. Looking ahead towards Stephen Payne. Only as far as Rashid Teta. Clever touch from Powder. Now Drack A bit of runway down this far side.
Sadie may have played himself into danger here. Entangles himself rather well. Drag. Puffing it towards Obregon. Nearly won that battle. Messer doing just enough. Well, we approach the hour mark, still 3-2 in favor of Hearts. Fell behind early, ripped off 3 unanswered. Prince Sadie, though, providing life for Westchester before the break, and that's where we find ourselves. Westchester will undoubtedly be the aggressor for the bulk of these final 30 minutes. The question is, can they unlock a Portland side that no doubt will be concentrating more resources in their defensive third? This is a side, of course, known for its defensive prowess at that. Powder. Here's Sadie. Not the best of touches. It appeared he wanted the run of pain. Guzin. Powder. Sadie again. He's looking for Obregon. Not for a Westchester throw. It's a gradual advance. It's not one where they've been able to drag too many Portland players out of position. We'll take surgical interchanges to unlock this Hearts back line. Well, you see the 914th Infantry out in full force. And with each passing match, they've continued to pack those bleachers more and more. With the fastest growing supporters groups in all of USL League One, they are boisterous and buoyant every match. Dave Carton, as we were mentioning earlier, said that during the midweek, when they were making a tifo outside the stadium, he actually went out and just hung out with them. Spoke to them, answered a few questions about the team, but honestly, it was more about just getting to know some of the prominent supporters that come to every match. And he's mentioned to the players that at a certain point, you need to capitalize on the goodwill you've built with your supporters. You need to get 3 points on the board, especially at home. You can't take this level of support for granted. It speaks to Westchester supporters groups that through thick and thin this season, and let's be honest, there have been some thin moments. They've continued to turn out in full force, as Masashi Wada has been shown the yellow card.
Your attention, please.
Johnson looking for Obregon. Koulibaly does just enough.
Number 77, Masashi Wada. Caution was issued in the 60.
By the way, for those wondering, Michelle Poon-Angeron is in for Pat Langlois. That occurred at halftime. So like-for-like swap in defensive midfield. The Trinidad and Tobago international onto the pitch. First ever signing in Hearts history back in December. That substitute presented by Benjamin Steakhouse. Always a prime choice. Here's Obregon. And Messer did Morse did well to make himself big and make the stop. See Payne head this down, package into the path of Obregon. It is a tight angle. Did rather well with it, but Morse had it covered pretty much the entire way and got clean view of it. Fans catch every heart-pounding moment at Westchester's home stadium at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. 2025 season tickets are on sale now, offering flexible payment plans, priority access discounts, invites to exclusive events, and much more. Don't miss out on an unforgettable season of fun, friends, community, and soccer. Visit westchestersc.com to become a 2025 season ticket member today. And while we were telling you about that, another yellow card was brandished, this time to Juan Palma. 3 of Westchester's starting 4 defenders now are on yellow cards, so that's something to watch for the majority of these 25 minutes.
Number 23, Juan Palma.
Is not the deepest selection of defenders on Dave Carton's bench either. They've been ravaged by injury, especially at the back. Kemar Lawrence out for another prolonged period of time. His free kick hooked in. And transgression committed by Koulibaly. You wonder if and when he can get uncorked. He always seems to pop up with a big goal whenever Westchester needs it. They need it now, and they need it rather desperately. There is a huge inflection in this fixture, for Westchester especially. They enter 8 points south of the playoff line. It's 10 matches to go after tonight. They go to Naples next week, which is not an easy place to play by any means. Getting a point, or especially 3 here, go a long way to kickstarting their playoff hopes. Dave Carton saying that they effectively need a run similar to what Omaha has had within the next couple of matches, or else they will fade by the wayside in the postseason chase. Bergeron is penalized. Powder left it dangling. Numbers the other way now for Portland. Long range effort, well beyond the goal. Looks like Poonanjaran had a hit. Well, fan soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. How about the traveling Portland support out in full force, making the near 300-mile trek from Maine to see their club in person yet again. And that just speaks to the level of ardent support that the front office for Portland, as well as the coaching staff and the players, have built in Portland, a town that is just shy of about 70,000 people, and yet they are selling out their 5,000-seat venue with regularity. It's almost gotten to the point where rival fans can assume that they'll be walking into a Lions den whenever they take on Portland Hearts of Pine away from home. And of course, Westchester will have to do that on the penultimate match of the season, as there is a Portland player down. Been a physical affair, no doubt. And a series of challenges, leaving a man prone on the deck for Hearts. And there is your look at Bobby Murphy, trying to stabilize things for Portland. He has done so well at building this side from the ground up. He's put them right in the thick of playoff contention, but he himself has said it. We were drawing too many matches, and before tonight, they were not scoring enough goals. The night they score 3 goals, you bet that he expects it to be 3 points. And right now, he seems to be preparing a change. JT Kamara is walking off the bench as we speak. he is a player that can provide magic in a blink. On the other side of things, Dave Carton is a bit urgent at this point. He understands that more drop points at this stage in the season are simply unaffordable given Westchester's current position. Shouts out instructions hoping to rectify this run of affairs. Player walking off, by the way, is Colby Quinones, the starting right back for Portland. So now he's trying to walk it off, but doing so rather gingerly. 22-year-old fullback. And his night comes to a premature close. He's replaced by Sean Vinberg in defense. Meanwhile, JT Kamara also into the action and is a dazzling presence on the flanks. He replaces Walter Varela in a like-for-like swap. Both substitutions presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. Kamara for Varela, Vinberg for Quinones. Vinberg more used to playing a center back role, last year playing for Central Valley Fuego in a prominent capacity. Meanwhile, Kamara joining from the Swedish second tier. Did miss the first 2 months due to visa issues, but ever since he's been a mainstay in the squad for Bobby Murphy. There is his first touch. Goes in. First time ball out wide to Drag. We enter the final 20 minutes, and it features Westchester still desperately pushing on for an equalizer. Vinberg's first involvement is a positive one. Tata picks out Sadie. Flag stays down. Sadie cuts in on his left. He's trying for the curler. Didn't wrap his boot around it enough. Fans, don't miss your chance to be part of history with Westchester's first professional soccer club. Season tickets start at just $18 per game, bringing you world-class action at an unbeatable value. Visit westchestersc.com to learn more and lock in your seat for the 2025 season. 2025 Westchester SC season tickets are on sale now. This has been a must-see match. If you got tickets for this, you'll be telling your friends about it for a fair number of weeks. 5 goals in the first half. Second half a bit cagier, but still plenty of action. We are in line for what could be a thrilling final 20. Guzin. Drag. Just loses out. And he commits a foul at the end of that interchange. He seems rather displeased by the decision. If that yellow card was shown to Josh Drag, that could get interesting. Drag was already yellow carded within the first minute. Let's take another look. See him tripped up by Vinberg, and then he dives in. It is a reckless tackle, and it may send Westchester down to 10. And arguing with the referee, it is a second yellow for Josh Drag. And his night has come to a premature conclusion. Westchester down to 10 for the remaining 18 minutes. Josh Drag, yellow carded within the first minute and shown the second yellow moments ago. A diving challenge trying to win this back from Sean Vinberg. And then his reaction didn't help matters. The 25-year-old, after a promising display, is sent for a premature shower.
The caution was issued in the 72nd minute.
Well, the road back has just gone from difficult to Herculean for Westchester. Side that found itself 2 goals down. They knifed the deficit to 1 before halftime, but now a man down to compound that. Portland may have an opportunity to feast the other direction. Right. Messer crossing it back in. The flag was raised before Masashi Wada could log an effort on goal. Strong return to the side for Masashi Wada today. Spent his first 9 years as a professional in the top 3 tiers of Japanese football. Most recently in the Japanese second tier, the J2 League. He's known for his best spell, though, in the J3 League the previous season. Sadie just hooks out of his grasp. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL MLS Premier League and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Now a chance for Portland. The flag is raised. So the goal will not stand. And you see Portland arguing their case. Now a yellow card has been shown, and it is to Nathan Messer, who would have had a brace had that stood. Take another look. This gets interesting. Messer adventures forward, continues his run here. He's not offside, but Washington, who the referee may argue has intervened in the play, was. I believe that has what has led to that being wiped off. Messer, anyway, is booked for arguing with the decision. Payne. Obregon. Still grappling for it. And the referee says he's been overzealous in his attempts to win it back. Buckle up, final 15 minutes. And it's now time for the men in the black kits to throw caution to the wind. Have been measured in their attempts to break forward, given the extremely low line of Portland out of possession. Bobby Murphy saying that it may be a match where we have to pack in and keep it tight at some point. They've done that about 60 minutes later than he thought they would, but the job is currently being executed nonetheless. Messer. Washington. Looking to play it through. Wada is onside. Good stop. Still loose. Kamara onto it. Plays it across, and somehow they don't finish. Nathan Messer missing a sitter. This is jaw-dropping. For one, what a bit of interplay. Quality stop from Hammersley. Kamara does well to draw the defenders and picks out Messer so well. Had the entire goal at his mercy. He finished earlier in the match. It is not a moment he'll want to live back, as Johnny Bolaños is now introduced for Westchester. That substitution presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. The first goal scorer, Makic, is off. How will Portland respond to that now? Messer. Forced to the byline. Weaving a web of lies, and claimed by Hammersley. Pings it towards Obregon. Arguing his shirt was tugged, and the referee agrees. He has also brought out the yellow. It's a question of to whom. They say it is the substitute, Sean Vinberg. This could get contentious over the final 10 minutes and change. Fantasy football is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now.
Your attention, please.
One more change, it appears, in the offing for Westchester. Samori Powder, the brother of Noah Powder, is getting set to try and make his imprint felt on this. Sadie. Wait on that change for the time being. Floating it wide. Guzin connects with it. Payne. Sadie. Has options in the box. It's a curling ball. Collected confidently by Hunter Morris. He will have to time his jumps, time his sprints off his line to perfection, because it will be a bombardment for the final 10 minutes from Westchester. Even down a man, they understand that another home defeat is something they simply cannot afford at this juncture in the season. Kamara. Ollie Wright, one of the 3 goal scorers for Portland tonight. Messer. Hunancharan. This is Wada. Right again. Looking for Kamara. Turns on the afterburners to reach it. For a Portland corner and goal kick to Kamara's chagrin. Final 10 minutes here from Westchester County. And unsurprisingly, as it tends to be the case, the match hangs on a knife edge. Bolaños just runs it out of play. Fans, 2025 Westchester Soccer Club season and single game tickets are now on sale. Don't miss your chance to be part of our historic inaugural season at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. Catch all of the action and all of the fun starting at just $18 per game. Tickets are selling fast. Visit westchestersc.com for more information. This snatch back by Portland. Kamara with numbers in support. It is still JT Kamara. And perhaps he held on to it for too long. Talking to Bobby Murphy, I asked him about JT Kamara because his skill set is unique. Someone who brings the fans out of their seats with his lively ability on the ball. And Bobby Murphy said his skill set is unlike anything else we have on the squad, but I've preached to him that I need more from him in the final third. I need him to be more decisive. I need him to provide me more final product. And while I value exciting moments on the ball, I need more than that. As Westchester has made another change, Joel Johnson is out for Daniel Bauman. That leg for leg in the center of midfield. There's a dink cross towards right, just overruns it. And meanwhile, Stephen Payne replaced by Samori Powder. That is an attack-minded swap by Dave Carton. Powder has played some fullback, but he is at his best floating forward. Both substitutions presented by Benjamin Steakhouse. Always a prime choice as Obregon is sent down to the turf. Perhaps a point of concern now for Westchester supporters. Late challenge from Palma. Ends up working out for good anyways. Guzin. Lopez. Late challenge from Bauman, and he's shown the yellow. His first involvement, and he's in the book. Well, remember, Westchester down to 10 men. Josh Drack sent off with a second yellow card in the 73rd minute. So it obviously will take something extremely special for them to find their way back. It's not something they're strangers to, though. 2 weeks ago, finding that late equalizer against Tormenta on this very ground. It takes one moment. Rashid Teta is dealing with a bit of an ailment himself. Keep in mind, it's a Westchester team that is incredibly depleted at the back. The likes of Kemar Lawrence injured. Toby Adewole has been out since early May as well. Andrew Jean-Baptiste is back in the squad though, so if they do need someone in relief, he at least stands there. As of now, you see the nerves starting to set in for Dave Carton and his staff. Yet another defeat is staring them dead in the face, and they will make a change in the heart of defense. Bobby Pierre appears like he will replace Rashid Teta. And that is the change. So Pierre for Teta at center back. 22-year-old Pierre, someone who's one of the top raw physical talents in the squad, according to Dave Carton, entering the action. That substitution presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. Meanwhile, on the other side, Portland readying a change themselves. Natty James, the Trinidad and Tobago international, is the new introduction, and Titus Washington's night comes to a close. He is who kick-started the 3-goal outburst by Portland in the first half. That substitution also presented by Benjamin Steakhouse, always a prime choice. A lot of unheralded talents, or under-the-radar talents, especially going forward for Portland. Natty James, one of them, has received acclaim from Trinidad and Tobago, played on the Gold Cup roster. And Washington walks off to a deserved applause after his equalizer kick-started a run of 3 unanswered goals that sees Portland in front. Sadie. Beyond the reach of Powder. And that was a chance to catch Portland out of their shell. Wada. Looking for the return ball to James. This is Dean Guzin. Palma floats it wide. It's taken down well by Bolaños. Guzin loses out. Wada with numbers. Plays it through to Wright. Flag stays down. Ollie Wright runs into a thicket of black shirts. Messer. As of now, he's in line to be the match winner. Clever flick to Wright. Powder steps to challenge him. In a matter of minutes, the fourth official will be the most viewed man in the building. So many Westchester fans will anxiously glance his direction, hoping the number exceeds 4 or 5. Portland a chance to waste more time after winning this free kick. Obregon telling them to get on with it already. It is a frustrating night once again for Westchester if this result holds. It would be now 30 points dropped from winning positions. would also be yet another heartbreaking defeat in league play. A team that has not won a match officially since July 16th. That was a forfeit win, though. The last time they won a match on a pitch was on June 18th. Wright pings this wide as Portland continues to play keep away. Palma. Obregon. Rare touch for him in the second half. Guzin puffing it over the top. Bolaños gives chase. I believe he's lost the foot race by 1 or 2 steps. Final minute of the initial 90. Westchester's hopes dwindle. Free kick, though. There's a man still down for Westchester. It's Powder, Noah Powder, who is clipped at the ankle once again and then rolled upon by Mikey Lopez. Has won a well-positioned chance, the painful way. It is Dean Guzin who once again will deliver this in. We've hit 90 minutes. Is there late drama on the cards here in Mount Vernon? 6 minutes of added time. Guzin, not a bad ball. It was flicked along and just over Hunter Morse's goal. When the ball popped up, a few Westchester fans would have probably risen from their seats. But no real trouble for Morse in the end. Now Westchester must create something in the final 6 to salvage anything from this. It's the Portland side that has dropped the 3rd least points from winning positions all year with just 7. They see out results very well. Keep in mind, they've not won a league match since July 16th either. That was a 3-1 victory over Greenville. These teams hungry for 3 points, but Portland would keep pace in the playoff chase if they could walk out of here with all the spoils. Lackadaisical pass from Palma. Does reach Sadie, though. Turns past 2. Doesn't receive it back. Wada. Punanjaran. Messer. Right. Takes it back in for James. Bypasses Pierre. It's still Natty James. Samori Powder does well to track Punanjaran's run. A third of the way through the added 6 minutes. Obregon. Bolaños. Former golden playmaker in this league 3 years ago. Now hooked wide. Vinberg charges away. Guzin. Palma. It's not a bad ball. Reaches Bolaños. Guzin chipping it towards goal. No one there in black to greet it. With each second that ticks, the agony in the bleachers compounds. Portland 3 minutes away from a first league victory since mid-July. would be exactly what the doctor ordered for Bobby Murphy, albeit more circuitous than he would have hoped. 3 goals is nothing to scoff at after they entered tonight on a goal drought that exceeded 200 minutes. They must see this over the line to leave here with completely positive feelings about this fixture. Palma. Bashing it towards Guzin. Cleared only as far as Noah Powder, and now Bauman. Guzin. Inside the final 2 minutes, and Andrew Hammersley is well out of his goal. Floats it forward. Samori Powder got a touch to this. Play for a Westchester throw. They can manufacture a long throw here if they so choose. Bauman. Played just outside the area. Sadie. Darts inside, it's Sadie! Just drags it wide. Was that the moment? You see Guzin and Powder playing 1-2, and then Sadie gets in on that favored left. He was not far off from that bottom right. And as we enter the final minute of the added 6, you just wonder if that was the golden chance. With Sadie's goal that provided them a lifeline, and I believe Hunter Morris is going to receive a yellow card for time wasting. I think he'll feel it's a worthy yellow card. You wonder how much longer our referee Ryan Farrell lets this run beyond the added 6. Bolaños. Approaching the byline, just left it dangling for Kamara, who puts in a valuable defensive shift there. Everyone forward for Westchester. This chipped ahead, maybe one final chance. Bolaños lost it. We've hit the 6 minutes. It is all at our referee's discretion. Guzin. Likely Westchester's final shot. And the whistle sounds against Johnny Bolaños. It appears the comeback attempts may stall with a whimper. Morse clears. Kamara. Does Westchester have time to advance one more time? No, they do not. There is the full-time whistle. Portland Hearts of Pine notched their first victory in league play since mid-July. And they match themselves on a level playing field with Omaha and Greenville for that 8th and final playoff spot. They are right in the thick of the playoff chase. Meanwhile, they doom Westchester 8 points adrift with just 10 matches to play for the Golden Apple. A strong performance by Portland. They come from behind yet again. Westchester dropping another 3 from winning spots. A trio of goals by Washington, Wright, and Messer making the difference. It finishes Westchester 2, Portland Hearts of Pine 3. We will step aside here from Westchester County, and when we return, a look at our full-time highlights.
Our tagline is welcome to Soccer County, not a town. And we want it to be a hub of all the soccer energy throughout the communities of this region.
As a first-year franchise and a club that's new, you know, these are landmarks in the history of the club that you want to really do something memorable.
I think it shows how soccer crazy this area is, and how much passion there is about sports and just community in general.
For being a homegrown talent, you know, in my city, it means everything because my family, my friends, all my loved ones come to the game, watch me play, you know, and, you know, I'm just try to put on for my city as much as I can.
Being healthy means you can do what makes you happy. With the people who make you smile. Health First Insurance plans connect you to care you can trust. For a happy family. And a healthy future. With Health First, it's all within your reach.
Dave Carton and his counterpart, Bobby Murphy, exchanging pleasantries at the end of 90 minutes of a hard-fought 5-goal thriller in which Bobby Murphy's side comes out on top. 3-2 victors here at the stadium at Memorial Field. A very, very fun match here across these 90 minutes. And speaking of those 90 minutes, let's jump in to our full-time highlights. And what an opening 45 minutes it was. A 5-goal first half, and Westchester got off to a flying start. This is such a well-worked team goal. Josh Drack drawing the attention of Messer, and it frees up Powder for this cross perfectly into the path of Erman Makic for his first official professional goal. It sent Westchester off to a flying start, and Westchester fans would have been dreaming until 10 minutes later when Portland fired right back. A counterattack. Walter Varela plays this into the path of Titus Washington, who finishes clinically, and 10 minutes later it went from bad to worse for Westchester. A scintillating switch of the play. Ollie Wright shakes Stephen Payne and finishes routinely into the bottom right. 7 minutes after that, they added a third, and who was at the source of it but Ollie Wright yet again. A similar switch. This time he waits for Nathan Messer to make that underlapping run, picks him out to perfection, and Messer finishes. And it was a brilliant first half. But just on the stroke of halftime, Prince Sadie would fire right back. He'd provide a lifeline for Westchester. Unfortunately, though, not much after this. Sadie would cut inside on that favored left and bang it top bins to provide hope for the Golden Apple, but unfortunately they could not conjure anything of note in the second half. It gives us a chance to look at our full-time stats, and remember when we told you that Bobby Murphy said possession is kind of a useless stat? I think these are the kind of matches that illustrate that. Yes, Westchester had almost 70% of the ball, but they were outshot. They only managed 2 more shots on goal, and the most important stat, of course, the 3-2 goals advantage in favor of Portland. Even with Westchester being down a man, they still lost possession, but unable to unlock Portland in that second half. Well, that is where we leave things from Westchester County, where after a hard-fought 90 minutes, Portland Hearts of Pine notches its first 3 points since mid-July. They move even toward the top 8 with a much-needed 3 points. Westchester, once again, 8 points adrift. For our terrific crew, I'm Sam Goldfarb, saying so long from Westchester County, where it finishes Westchester 2, Portland 3. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.